Hello again, Internet. How are you doing today? Welcome to another episode of Renegades React. Today we're going to be looking at some Free State of Jones, starring Mr. Matthew McConaughey. Okay, I'm just going to say this. We are in the middle of the McConaissance. I mean, honestly, since 2012, this guy has been on a roll.
That Matthew McConaughey is so hot right now.
Yeah, he is. Well, I was gonna say he's been like the Hollywood, the Hollywood hot guy, like the Hollywood hot dumb guy for like the longest time. But now he is starting to take himself seriously as an actor, and by God, is he killing it! My God, True Detective was the first one I saw where I saw him taking it serious. He played. Have you seen True Detective? Mm-hmm. I got the first season upstairs. But by the way, I only watched the first season. The second season, such a disappointment compared to the first. But the first season of True Detective, I'll have to loan that out to you because it's awesome. He plays Rustin Cole, he's semi-nihilistic and he's semi-agnostic, and he has this outlook on the world because of a lot of stuff that's happened to him, and his portrayal of the character was just it blew everything else away. Woody Harrelson's also in it. Him and Woody Harrelson play like the co-leads, but a lot of people remember both characters, but everybody who's watched the show remembers Russ Cole. And another thing is Matthew McConaughey was in Dallas Buyers Club. Did you see it?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't watch a lot of movies.
Okay. Well, he plays a cowboy. He plays a bull rider who actually contracted the HIV virus and is dying, and he's pretty much one of the meanest people that you'll ever meet in the beginning of the film. But because of this disease that's stricken him, and not only him but others, and he befriends Jared Leto. Actually, both Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto both won Oscars for their portrayals in that film. And Matthew McConaughey portraying a homophobic, AIDS-riddled cowboy, and Jared Leto portraying a drag queen, who was also suffering from AIDS. It was a wonderful film. Just seeing, it shows like when you're at your lowest, it's always good to have someone to help out sometimes. And that film portrayed it, I think, as good as it can be portrayed. And McConaughey won the Best Acting Oscar for that. And he's kept going with great performances left and right. And now we have this, The Free State of Jones, which I know the story of Jones and everything. I'm a history buff, and I live in the South, so I've heard of Jones. I've heard of the Free State of Jones. Interested how they're going to portray this. So let's give it a watch.
You look fast and you stay close to me.
Stay behind! He died with honor.
No, Will. He just died. I'm tired of it.
You, me, all of us. We're all out there dying so they can stay rich.
Tax collectors coming around here, taking everything. We'll have nothing for the winter.
Girls, you know how to shoot one of these?
It's quite an armor you got there.
Last time I checked, the gun don't care who's pulling the trigger.
Amen to that.
You know they shoot deserters, don't you?
They runaways?
Please, you.
They're gonna die so they can get rich selling their cotton.
That's why we live too.
No man ought to tell another man what he's got to live for or what he's got to die for.
I don't have the patience with 5 or 6 deserters hiding out in the swamp.
You ready?
Just hang 'em. 'em.
See anything?
He's out there. You won't miss this.
Yes.
This fight's for our children and their children's children.
From this day forward, we declare the land north of the Pascagoula swamps to be a free state of Jones.
They're poor farmers, deserters.
Who, frankly, sir, don't have much to lose.
The winds are shifting. And you can't fight it this time.
There's plenty left to fight for.
That looks like a pretty cool movie.
So, gonna put this out there. Gonna put this out there. That you see the whole portrayal of the whole South, being a bunch of racist idiots who just followed blindly. Like everyone down in the South was a slave master. No. The majority of the people who lived in the South still are to this day dirt poor and really don't require much because, a lot of them know how to live off the land. A lot of them know how to hunt and fish and all that. And it's a basic, easy, and simple life. And you see, for when people tell you you have to die for something that, truth be told, you don't believe in, but yet you are required to sign up because you are a quote-unquote citizen of that sovereignty. Here's the thing. I'm glad there's no draft anymore.
Well, that's the thing, though, is for a male to be able to vote, they have to register for selective service.
Yeah, and that's, you see, that, I was going to say, selective service, I hope there's never another draft, because if there is, I'm leaving. I'm saying that right now. I don't care if the NSA is watching. Hell, you all are watching right now. I mean, honestly, unless it's a war that I truly believe in, for the greater good of humankind or the greater good of, finding someone that's truly evil. I mean, unless it's that, I will not fight a political war. I know a bunch of people are going to be, oh, you are un-American and all this and all that. I'm like, no, I am an American. I have the freedom to choose, and I'm choosing what I believe in. And no man has the right to tell me otherwise. I mean, that's just how it is. And if you can't accept that, then I'm sorry. Then I guess I'm not the person for you. But I forgot. I saw someone in this. I saw someone in the trailer that I recognized. I saw her in another film not too long ago. I can't remember her name for the life of me. Let me. Yes, I remember it now. She was in Belle. She played Dido Belle. She was a woman who was in she was a woman who was in she was a British socialite, way back when, but her father was white, but her mother was a former slave. And her mother died, and her father took her to his relative's house and said, "I want her to take my name." And he gave her his name and everything, and she was pretty much the only British socialite at that time who was in fact of African descent. And Gugu Mbatha-Raw, she is the actress right there. She plays Newton Knight's wife. She played Rachel. Newton Knight is the and by the way, real guy, by the way.
Honestly, kind of, yeah, Matthew McConaughey favors him a little bit.
Yeah, and look at that. Lived to be 84 years old. I mean, honestly, how tough. I mean, honestly, guy fought through World War. God, listen to me. History buff over here. Duh. Guy fought through the Civil War and fought for the freedom of Jones County, and still lived to be 84 years old, dying in 1922. How tough is that son of a gun?
Yeah, for real.
I was gonna say they don't make them like they used to. Oh gosh, but this is a good story. It just goes to show you that the South was not a bunch of racist idiots. I mean, I know that there's still there's racist idiots everywhere. People who still judge based upon skin color and all that, and confide to that social construct. But guys, if you're not smart enough to look past all that crap, then what are you doing? But this film, I'm interested in seeing because I want to see how close they're going to play it to the what actually happened. I was going to say the source material. Listen to me, Jesus. But I was going to say this represents a lot of stuff that you are all for.
Sure. I mean, kind of the camp I reside in is sort of in an awkward position because generally, I mean, secession is a good thing, right down to secession of the individual. So that I generally approve of, but you can't really support the Confederacy because they had all the markings of big government. They used conscription, inflation, involuntary hierarchy. I mean, I can't really get behind that, but
No, he was a member of the Confederacy because it was required of him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I think people are like, oh well, you're from the South and you hate Lincoln, you hate the Union, so but the Confederacy was bad. Well, yeah, I mean all government's bad. Duh. That's
yeah.
I feel like libertarians wrongly try and justify some of the things that the Confederacy did.
The Confederacy did a lot of bad stuff.
So yeah, I could totally get behind this. Just like start my own little community, and if someone tries to lay a hand on me to govern me, shoot them.
Because as Matthew McConaughey said in the trailer, last time I checked, the gun don't care who's behind the trigger.
Amen to that.
Gun don't care who's in front of it or who's behind it. It's all about who's pulling the trigger. Jeez. You see, films like this that challenge a lot of that brings more stuff to light like this, it actually
This is insanely interesting that a film like this would get made, really. But I feel like it's going to be painted as like not really a pro-liberty or pro-individualism, but maybe just an anti-Confederacy thing to reinforce that, Well,
I'm all for anti-Confederacy.
Right.
To
but
a lot of degrees. There's
anti-Confederacy to try and paint the Union in like a glamorous light.
Well, he actually wasn't even a supporter of the Union.
Right.
He was actually he just wanted freedom. He just wanted individual liberty, freedom.
But there could be implications in the movie. It's like, well, he's just killing Confederates, so therefore, because there is sort of this false dichotomy in this country that like if you're against this other thing, then you have to support.
Yeah, it's the whole two-party system mentality. That's what irks me is that there's more than just two parties out there. It's just the old dinosaurs that exist in the political structure don't want to let go of that. I mean, hell, in the UK, I think there's like 12 to 15 different parties throughout all the different commonwealths that take up the UK. And I was gonna say, no, I mean honestly, some of them are more liberal than others. Some of them are more restrictive than others. Some of them are conservative. Some of them are. I mean, they go everywhere. I mean, there is no. And truth is, no matter where you go, you are never going to find that one person that thinks exactly like you. It's like me and Micah. We have our disagreements about some things, but yet we recognize that each of us are individuals, and it's pretty much like a non-aggression pact. I mean, heck, I'm not going to get mad at him because he has a different way of thinking than me. That'd be stupid. I mean, why would I want to ruin a friendship because of conflicting ideologies? I mean,
there's a I'm paraphrasing. There's a really good quote by Proudhon, which he was a mutualist. I wouldn't consider myself a mutualist, but paraphrasing a really good quote from him is that any man that would seek to lay a hand on me in order to govern me, I declare him. What was it? I declare him a tyrant. and name him my enemy or something like that. I don't know. It's a good quote.
Yeah, yeah.
I just butchered it, but it's worth looking up.
Well, better butchered and heard than left silent.
Oh, it's any man that seek to lay a hand on me, I declare a usurper and a tyrant, and name him my enemy or something like that.
Well, there you go.
It's a pretty cool quote,
Yeah,
even though put on whatever mutualist, but
I was gonna say
better than just.
I was gonna say I take certain things from certain leaders, even
Sure.
though I don't like the leaders.
Yeah.
I mean, I take certain parts of their ideology, what I think is good, versus the stuff I don't like, and you see, that's just like one of my favorite people of all time. Mr. Rogers. See, the guy really did nothing wrong I can think of in his whole career, but at the same time, I think he was a little too. I know people are going to get mad at me for this, but I think maybe he was a little bit too nice in a lot of regards.
Sure.
Like whenever something needed to be disciplinary, he'd never do it. And I think you need discipline in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to raising children. But Mr. Rogers, I think one of my favorite people of all time. Almost everything that he represented, I am all for. His acceptance of others, his ways of viewing the world, and also selling the importance of truly educating people on what is truly wrong with the world and how it can be fixed. I mean, I'm all for that, but at the same time, I thought he was just a little too vanilla in some cases. But that doesn't mean I think he's a horrible person. Not at all. I think he's probably one of the best people ever. But it's just, one little drawback to him. I mean, you're never going to find that perfect person. I've never encountered a person from history that I 100% agree with on every front. Never. And I probably never will, because there is no one person in this world that is exactly the same as you, because the only person that is you. That's it. It's a basic concept, and people just can't wrap their mind around that. Sorry. I hate when I do that. I hate when I just dominate conversation and just go spouting my crap everywhere.
You're fine. This does look like an intensely interesting movie.
Yeah, it does.
Because I absolutely knew nothing about it, but I mean.
Well, now that you do,
I am curious how they're going to portray it, though, because the Free State Project is pretty big. I mean, up in New Hampshire and stuff, and then the Blue Ridge Liberty Project in Asheville, North Carolina. So, I mean, and it's kind of the same idea that, of like these intentional communities where you basically own yourself.
Yeah. You own yourself. You own yourself in whatever you grow and whatever you.
So I'm pretty interested in this and kind of the reception of it, because, it's weird. You see, I mean, this is from history. It's not like a fantasy setting. Like everybody can get behind the Hunger Games, where you're straight up like shooting the president with arrows, and they're all for it, because you see in the book and he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But. I think in real life, it's like people kind of put their blinders onto this sort of stuff.
Yeah. I was going to say, someone tried to use something from, I forget what it was. I know it was a movie. I forget which one, but they tried to use something that happened in the movie that took place in a fictional universe.
Mm-hmm.
As evidence as to something that, for reasoning as to why they think that way in the real world. They use something in a fictional universe as reasoning for why they do something in the real world. But I can get it, like if you're like following like a hero's morals or something like that, but. Yeah, the way they explained it, the reason why they thought this way about other people was because that's how this was portrayed in this film, and thus I don't want that to happen to me. And I'm like, that's a fictional work. You can't judge the real world based upon a fictional work like that. That's like me looking at Legend of Zelda and said, oh, all tall, dark-skinned people with big noses are evil. If that was the case, then pretty much all the NBA would be bad guys, in my book. I mean, that's. You see, it's people trying to use video game logic and movie logic to solve things, but for something that actually happened historically like this, I mean, that's just. This is. I'm glad this is coming to light in a big way because I've known about this for a while. Me being paying attention to history. Knowing about Newton Knight and also his crusade to free Jones County as a free state, and now that's coming to light. I'm very happy to see it. All right, we've been going on for a while. So, guys, what do you think of the Free State of Jones? Do you think it'll be good? I think it'll be. I like how it looks. I like how they're portraying it. And let us know in the comments down below what you think. Also, if you like the video, leave a like. If you wish to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also give this film some love. It looks like it's going to be amazing. And until next time, Internet, we will see you later. Peace out.